Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Mostly From Scratch. I am your host, Mr. Munchie. So, a while back I posted a photo of some country fried chicken legs. And my sister commented that she has a little difficult time frying chicken or fish. So I am dedicating this episode to my sister Alice, and hopefully this will help you out a little bit. I'm going to show you how I make my country fried chicken strips, extra crispy. So I got some in the pot. They're just about ready to come out. So as they're finishing off, let me tell you what I have here. I've got a couple of boneless, skinless chicken breasts that I've cut up into about 1-inch strips and seasoned with some dry seasoning. Of course, everything is, to your own personal taste, whatever kind of seasoning you like. What I like to do is cut it up, season it, put it on a plate, cover it with some saran wrap, and let it sit overnight. That time gives the seasoning time to open up, soak into the meat. You could do it a couple hours ahead of time if you don't want to do it overnight. And then in this bowl here, I have 3 eggs that I've scrambled up with about a heaping half tablespoon of cornstarch. Mix it up real good, almost to a point of whip. In the bag, I have about 2.5–3 cups of cornstarch. And I like to use cornstarch because flour has a tendency to burn where the cornstarch doesn't. So to the cornstarch I added some salt, pepper, some of this seasoning, some of my brother Nick's homemade hot pepper shake, and a couple other things that I found in the cupboard. Of course, once again, this will always be to your own personal taste. And you may have to adjust it to make it a little stronger, maybe make it not as strong. So, and that is something that once you've used it, you can keep it in a Ziploc bag and throw it in the freezer when you're done. That way you have it for the next time. So, let me go ahead and pull these first ones out here. They've been in for about, I'd say about 8–9 minutes. Typical rule of thumb with frying is when it floats, it's done. Okay, so let me show you the method. Take your chicken strip, put it in your egg wash, make sure the whole thing's covered well, and then right into your dredge. Shake it around, make sure it's covered. Pull it out, shake off your excess. Now you can go into the fryer just like this and it'll give you a nice crispy coating, but we're going to double dip. Make sure there's nothing dry left on there. And then back into your dredge. Shake it around. Make sure it's all nice and coated. Shake off your excess, a little more on there, and then right into your, I would say 360-degree oil. There's about 3 inches of oil in that pan. Now your oil temperature is pretty crucial because too hot, stuff's going to burn. Too cold, it's not going to cook quick enough. It's going to be kind of greasy. So keep an eye on your oil temperature and make sure it stays pretty steady. So we're going to do 3 strips at a time. That way we're not crowding our oil and cooling it off too much. Shake off our excess. Back into our egg wash. And then back into our dredge. And then into the oil. One more. Because these strips are kind of thin, they don't take that long to cook. Like I said, about anywhere between 7 and 9 minutes, depending on how big your strips are. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Chicken strips, egg wash with a little bit of cornstarch in it, and cornstarch with seasoning. And let me show you what we wind up with. There we go, nice and close. Look at the texture on that. That is extra crispy chicken right there. Yow, and it's still hot. And you can see the steam coming out of it. Nice and moist. And I'm definitely not going to bite into this because it is screaming hot. But, taste my coating. Yow! Alright, perfectly seasoned. You got extra crispy fried chicken. You could use this on fish if you wanted to. Vegetables, like if you want to deep fry some mushrooms and make them nice and crispy. Chicken wings. Whatever you deep fry. Pretty simple. You know, just make sure your oil temperature stays constant. Don't overload your fryer, and you're good to go. Alright, so Alice, I hope this helped you out a little bit. I'm Mr. Munchies. This has been another episode of Mostly From Scratch, so let's plate up and chow down.